Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. As today we find out who had the Quetza Temerity to somehow trap a fellow Rogue Trader, and in doing so, hopefully make a new ally or two. Though I do have some doubts about Winterscale himself, it does seem pretty evident there's something very wrong with that guy. But, you know, we'll see how it goes. As for this, sadly nothing of note. Yet more Xeno artifacts, which we have literally zero use for these days, but we'll take them. It really does feel like you should have some sort of way to still use them, even after you've capped out rep with the related factions. Perhaps cashing them in for faction-specific consumables. That said, nothing else we can do with the Emperor's Vow, so I guess we'll head on down. And I immediately noticed that Yerliet is automatically tagged in, but Adira is not. So I will operate under the assumption that Adira's thing is separate. Which is good, because our party has room for one of them, but not both. They're both awareness mains. No intro event, okay. And that, of course, must be Winterscale's private shuttle. Winterscale's shuttle awaiting its owner's return in vain. Aw, poor shuttle. Don't worry, I'll give you a new home. And how about you? Rusted containers for transporting supplies. Their markings indicate that they are several centuries old. Oh, really? Interesting. So is that something left over from past settlers, or... Attention, Vox broadcast error. Attention, botanical threat, level Alpha 2. Could just be old equipment from, like, some long-failed settlement, but could also be a sign of possible temporal shenaniganery. Mold, birds, and rodents have ruined these fruits of the local vegetation. Alright, well, we'll just push on for now, see what else we find. The shuttle disappears in the wild vegetation of the island. Several hours pass before the rogue trader finally admits that he has been aimlessly wandering around in circles. Any attempt to get back on track by retracing his steps have failed. Vox communication cannot reach the ship. Now it becomes clear how Caligos Winterscale could get lost on his own world. Right, so we've definitely got some sort of Fae-like nonsense going on. Also, this guy...
Keep your wits about you.
Hard to really tell what his deal is. Looks like a human? Shirtless. Tattoo on his back. I want to say an Aquila. And we've got traps. Xenos traps. Plus hidden container off, right?
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Okay, so immediate thought is we've got another what did they call the Lelathan? It was like a seed world? Was that what they called it? Perhaps Quetza Temerity is something similar. Another world responding to the Aeldari presence and inherently trying to, like, defend them against the rogue trader currently hunting them. Maiden World, that was the term. Right, that makes sense. Matches nicely with the other term we recently learned, Crone World. Crone Worlds being the original Aeldari homeworlds, and Maiden Worlds apparently being the new seeded ones that they prepared for inhabitation after the originals fell. Lush overgrowth has sprung up in seconds, blocking the way back. The trail is gone. And so we keep moving forward. After several hours of traversing the forest, a small mountain blocks the way. Something about the pattern on the stone seems wrong. A few moments later, it becomes clear that there are cogitator parts glinting at the base of the mountain. The machines appear to have grown into the stone itself, along with the dirt and grass, with the only proof of their artificial origin being the occasional flashes of lumens, powered by some random, unknown impulses. A carcass is lying on a flat stone nearby, cut open and sacrificed to an unknown god. Also, there's clearly an Aeldari off left, spinning his blade around whilst he waits for us to finish. Hi. Oh, Aentrel, Kalanen, and Utrisha, the Monkey will pay for your suffering. Suffering? Their spirit stones are shattered, Surtan, and she who thirsts has long finished her feast. We will destroy them. Every Monkey who... Did you hear that? The Soul Destroyers are back! Cain, fill our hearts with fury! Relent for Isha's mercy! We are here to help you! Well, I guess we're not helping these guys. Oh, these wacky misunderstandings. These Aeldari could really benefit from some proper elf control. Also, yeah, the mountain growing around the cogitator definitely implies this planet is being actively, not necessarily terraformed in real time, but more like shifting land features, as if the suddenly blocked off path didn't make that obvious. But it does seem like that's likely being done to give Winterscale the runaround, to wear him down, to exhaust him, to waste his supplies, and give these guys a better fighting chance. Though they are now, of course, misdirecting their aggression, but I mean, how would they really be able to tell us apart from Winterscale's crew, I guess? We are but Monkey, aside from our one pet Xenos. Definite echoes of Janus, though.
Running binaric override.
The two Aeldari there that
Request approved.
tried to stage that ill-fated ambush against us at the rebel camp. With Yurliet likewise woefully failing to talk them down before we had to just gank them instead. Though, I suppose, assuming we don't smash these guys' soulstones, they're not complete losses, right? Still not entirely clear on how that works, but in theory, we're not, like, killing them, right? Someone will have to check me on that.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
But for now, we just do what must be done. The bodies of the Aeldari have been hacked to pieces with extreme brutality. Their wounds indicate it was done by a power weapon of some kind. The soil under the bodies has turned a rusty brown from the gore. Chainax, Winterscale's weapon of choice. Sorry.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Isha, heal my wounds. I will not join the ranks of the dead.
I mean, you can say that, but I've got some bad news.
Never stood a chance.
Told ya. You were dead the second you picked a fight.
It's as good as...
And Kibs. Let's get DOTs online.
Isha, heal my wounds.
Hang tight. Kibs coming up next, so that'll clear the bulk.
Cane guides my hand.
Oh, shoot. They actually got Yurliet. Wow. Okay, well, I mean, that makes me feel less bad about this, then.
My blade
I'll
whispers
return
your
this
name.
favor tenfold.
Ah, afterburner boots. I love those things. Not what they're called, but it does fit. Could have planned that out better. No worries, though. She'll still get most of them.
I bring mercy and retribution.
Nope, didn't do that right either. I will say, you know, trying to plan her moves out forward and then also backwards. Kind of tricky, but very fun. That aside, honestly, legitimately, no big deal that we flubbed it here and there. Abby can easily finish the job.
Forth on Valencius!
Hi there. Almost didn't notice you.
I will do my duty. Target Welch!
Is it an attempt?
Follow my lead.
Isha, Heal my wounds. My spirit fades.
Yeah, that'll happen. Oh, we actually have 2 left. Never mind. Must have just been the wind. Wait. Precise. Where did I... There it is.
Running binary override.
Oh, you poor elf-righteous fools. Alright, let's be very careful. I'm sure we've got at least 1 or 2 traps around. Gracious Isha! Only a true monster is capable of such an atrocity. Uh-huh. Welcome back, Irliet. Let's get you rearmed.
I must. Thank you.
And let's have a look around. Right. Nothing notable on loot, just yet more Xeno artifacts we have no current use for. One of Winterscale's hunting party, I presume. Gear would certainly imply so. Guardian, long rifle. We'll hold one, dump the rest. Ooh, that's interesting. Some sort of old Imperial storage depot.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
And I think we're done. No traps. Surprising. And I want to say we hewed left the first couple of times, so we'll just keep hewing left. Wonder if that's just scenery, or if there is actually some deeper meaning to the old Imperial ruins. The trek among the monotonous forest landscapes is becoming dull. The rogue trader's weary eyes are ready to close of their own accord when the usual sounds of the forest are interrupted by a blood-curdling scream. The cries are drawing closer and closer. Then their source finally appears. A small creature with slick black fur and a long tail. As if mocking the rogue trader, it lets out another piercing cry and scurries away, its yellow hindpaws winking between the tree branches. Aw, what a cutie. Also, that is a rusted-out tank just ahead of us. You know, I suppose we shouldn't really be surprised that there's signs of past...
For generations, the three-eyed monkey have abused the souls of the children of Assyrian for their own petty ambitions. What is that, if not evidence of spiritual wretchedness?
Tisiphone did everything to ensure that the house served the God Emperor and guided humanity in the darkness among the stars. In her eyes, this goal justified any sacrifice, both among the Xenos and among her own vassals.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not racing to Tisiphone's defense here, but the Eldari definitely aren't ones to start talking down at us from their high elf horses either. Pretty much everyone in this setting does something terrible for what they deem the right reasons, I'm sure. Oop. Even we have, from time to time. Also, I was saying, I guess we shouldn't be surprised that there are signs of conflict on one of Winterscale's worlds. Honestly, I'd be surprised if there weren't. In fact, the ancient bunker is in this same system, and that one collapsed due to the civil war stoked by Winterscale. So perhaps this world was also part of that same conflict, or just suffered a similar fate. I also think, based on everything we've seen and heard, it's probably pretty safe to assume that Winterscale's got something really corny going on. I will be legitimately shocked if it turns out Khorne is not somehow involved in all this. Though I will say, you know, what we're not seeing are signs of chaos influence, because like Janus did have obvious signs of corruption, which we're not seeing here. Oh ho, barrel fire. Signs of actual recent habitation. Also, we can hear talking. Okay, I think we're about to walk into a camp. Oh, nope, scratch that. We are in a camp. The Dwellers of the Forest. Well, hello there. The Starborn descended on the Eagle God's wings of fire to help us. Uh-huh. The Forest Dwellers welcome the Sky Herald. The forest is our home, but the forest is angry. Speaks with gods will appease the forest, and we will live as we did before. Ooh, interesting. So we've got kind of another feudal world situation going on here, albeit built in the ruins of a former imperial settlement. Possibly survivors from some past conflict, left to languish in Winterscale's wake.
I always have a backup plan.
Loving the sort of imperial post-apocalyptic aesthetic here. That's definitely one of the things I always appreciate about the Owlcat games. They really do tend to pay a lot of attention to the set dressing. A group of lean young people surrounds you, shooting anxious glances between you and the gray-haired elder who has stepped forward. Unlike the rest, her skin is completely free of decoration, save for the two-headed eagle branded on her wrinkled forehead. Speaks with gods foresaw our meeting, Starborn. The woman's accent grates on the ears. Her words sound like a fusion of High Gothic and the most vulgar tongue of the rabble. Welcome to the heart of the forest, where Leeds Ahead and her tribe have dwelt ever since the rule of Quetza Temerity himself. This ruler has ordered her tribe to prepare a feast and warm shelter for our Starborn guests. Please, make yourself at home. Thank you for the gracious welcome. And you are... We are the children of the fiery mother and the pale father who look after us by day and guard us by night. The faithful servants of the two-headed eagle god who shields our lands from misfortune with his wings. We are the ungone forest-dwelling children of the earth and the guardians of the temple of Quetza Temerity. the first starborn to have ever set foot on the virgin soil of this land. Fiery Mother, Pale Father, Sun and Moon. The Eagle God, you say? I assume that's the brand burned on your forehead. Oh, yes, the elder nods respectfully. Many seasons have changed since this ruler received the Eagle God's blessing and became the leader of this tribe. Only those close to the gods are allowed to bear their brands, and this ruler is one of them. You also mentioned Temple of Quetza Temerity. You speak the name as if it were a person, not a place. Could you perhaps elaborate on that? The legends of this place claim that a long time ago, the first among the Starborn descended upon this world together with this ruler's ancestors, created the ancient cities and temples, and brought the blessings of the Eagle God unto these forests and lands. The fast-flowing time has erased the Starborn's name from the minds of the people. Only his title remains. Quetza Temerity, the first of the chosen, the Sky Herald of the Eagle God, and the father of tribes. Interesting, interesting. The flow of time is truly merciless to the meager memory of peasants. Cassia lets out a weary sigh and slightly rolls her eyes. According to the works of the archivist Zachary Fane III, Sebastian Winterscale was the first to discover this world for the Imperium subjects, and half a century after, an ark descended to the planet's surface. The Quetza Temerity. Over hundreds of years, the limited minds of the rabble have invented their own twisted history, one that the colonists' descendants still believe to this day. Yeah, that certainly tracks. Classic mythologizing. You referred to me as Starborn. How did you know? I mean, it's probably obvious, I guess, but still. Because you are the Sky Herald of the Eagle God, created by him from the stars' glow and the night sky's darkness, the one who carries his seal in your image, clad in the armor of our ancestors' most ancient prophecies. Sure, yeah, that's me. And you said my coming was foretold. Oh, yes. Speaks with gods is the priest of this tribe, and this ruler's half-brother. He listens to the forest and calls to the earth, wards off the punishing lashes of the skies, and speaks to the Eagle God on behalf of our tribe. Before disappearing in the wandering forest, he told this ruler to prepare for your arrival. So he's missing. Tell me, did Speaks with Gods predict anything else before he left? The elder's gaze darkens. Quetza Temerity is enraged by the invasion of the spirits from the darkness that have called a rain of fire and metal upon this world. He demands blood, and blood shall sate the soil, no matter the path chosen by the gods who have come to right the wrong. Spirits. The spirits from the darkness. So that is how the monkey of this world see my kin. As invaders, a calamity. Yurliette lets out a strained sigh. But these monkey have neither teeth nor claws. They are not even aware of the most basic technologies that your kind uses. So then, why do my kin burn their world so fiercely? I'm not sure it's them doing it. That might actually be Winterscale. Like, orbital bombardment. The elder recoils in fear after making out Yurliette's true face with her half-blind eyes. The Starborn will be accompanied by a spirit to put an end to the misfortunes of this world. Thus spoke the priest. Seeing a spirit among the living is wrong. Spirits should stay in the spirit realm, and humans in the realm of the living. These gods you mentioned, tell me about them. This ruler has already had the honor to greet a starborn, as strong as a saber-toothed boar, as nimble as a forest jaguar, and as wise as the three-tongued guardian snake. Like a whirlwind, he charged into Quetza Temerryt's forest, chasing the spirits from the darkness that had descended upon the world 3 10-day moons before. The Starborn had lost his priest in battle, so he ordered this ruler's brother to help him trace the spirits' footsteps and cleanse Quetza Temerry of their filth. But when Speaks with Gods left his home, something enraged the forest. Thus both the Starborn and this ruler's brother were trapped by the ever-changing paths and lurking evil spirits. Oh, I see.
The collected data partially matches and completes the data received from the Emperor's vow. Caligos Winterscale descended upon this world, lost a Psyker in battles with Xenos, and found a replacement in the village at the current coordinates.
The powers of my kin may have disturbed the wild flora of this world, which then concealed the remnants of the children of Cruderok from the wrath of your rival. That means that they are somewhere in the forest, surviving, hiding, preying on one another. Right. So you don't currently know where this other Starborn or your brother are? The woman shakes her head. The Eagle God Sky Herald wanted to find the den of the spirits from the darkness and destroy it. But the forest of Quetza Temerry is as endless as the skies above. Where the sky touches the forest's edge, the Deadlands begin. The realm of the dead whence there is no return. Lovely, but, under normal circumstances, you don't have trouble surviving here? Speaks with Gods, hears the whispers of the leaves, and can commune with the tree spirits. The entire tribe participates in his soothing rituals, and that allows this ruler and her people to tread on safe paths. I don't suppose you could share this ritual with us? The ritual requires a site imbued with the powers of Quetza Temerry, the heart of our village, and a priest to perform it. Alas, the fire rain claimed many of this ruler's priests, and thus this ruler's tribe can only pray for the mercy of the Eagle God and his starborn sky heralds. Nevertheless, this ruler knows that you will bring Speaks with Gods home and soothe the forest of Quetza Temerry. The prophecies of the priest have never betrayed our tribe before, and thus this ruler asks you to forget about your worries and rest here, in the heart of the forest. Of course, yes, it would be my honor to accept your hospitality, and to get a better look around while I'm here. Thank you. No, it is an honor for this ruler's tribe to serve you, O Starborn. Follow the path of lights, and you will find your shelter, food, and water. When you decide that it is time to follow the priest and your Starborn kin, this tribe will pray to the Eagle God himself for your success. Neat. Thanks. What path of lights? I mean, I'm just going to look around regardless, but it would be nice to have some more concrete direction. Okay, so based on everything we've heard, it's probably safe to assume that the heart of the village, the Temple of Quetza Temerry, is the Ark ship itself, or whatever's left of it. The priests could be psychics. That feels like the most obvious explanation, especially if their prophecies are, in fact, accurate. Basic precogs like Adira or Kibbles. But it is also possible that they're simply more learned individuals that know how to still work this old Imperial tech scattered all over the place. And that they use that knowledge to essentially ensure themselves positions of relative luxury and authority. That wouldn't be uncommon for a post-apocalyptic setting. Though, I mean, in this particular case, I do suspect that they are actually just psychic. That feels like the more obvious explanation. Looks like that's probably our way to leave, but it's not active yet. So it seems there's something else here we have to do. We are seeing machinery that does seem to be at least still partially active. Oh, here we go. A monograph by Carl Emanuel Serubian Doe on the culture of the Imperium's far worlds. The Children of Quetza Temerity. Chronicles. An analysis of the canvases made from wood-bossed fibers shows that the chronicle has been recorded for at least 500 years. The older chronicles tell of a bleak historical period of the tribe's decline due to an unknown virus. The symbols on the canvas resemble High Gothic letters, but the inhabitants do not know the origin of their meaning, claiming that the sacred knowledge was bestowed upon them by Quetza Temerity himself. This character, revered as a god, obviously originates from the Imperium that we know, his exact name either lost or adapted in accordance with local phonetics. The only other sacred symbol the tribe reveres is the Aquila, the two-headed eagle god. A group of the most interesting canvases depicting tragic yet heroic deeds was confiscated and taken on board for further investigation. Many of the words made up from the scrambled Gothic symbols were easy to decipher, such as banished, sacrificed, valley, or land/lands, as well as death, incomprehensible, and merciful. This part most likely talks about some sort of sacrificial pilgrimage. A priest has confirmed my theory. Any tribesmen who have committed an offense can atone by sacrificium, a journey to the Deadlands full of unknown deaths. The adepts that I have sent to investigate the Deadlands have not returned yet. End of log. Intriguing. Not sure what to make of these Deadlands just yet, aside from it being one of my favorite tabletop RPGs. I am astounded they have yet to make a video game adaptation of that particular IP. But as for Warhammer 40k, I imagine their Deadlands are something else, something we haven't quite figured out just yet. Possibly Aeldari Ruins. That would certainly seem to track with what we've encountered thus far, as well as them referring to Aeldari as spirits from the darkness, beyond the realm of the living. That's not where we came in. Yeah, no, this is a completely different part of the camp. Alright, well, I'm not seeing a path of lights, but it seems like we've covered the entire map. I guess there's no actual place for us to, like, sit down and do a resting event or anything. Though that is the source of water there, so I mean, that could be what she was referring to. Let's go chat her up again real quick. I am very curious about this obvious but unusable path. The forest is our home, but the forest is angry. Speaks with gods will appease the forest, and we will live as we did before. Alright, well, I guess we're done here. I'm gonna guess that other path leads to the temple. But we probably can't go there until we find their missing priest. In the shade of the tallest trees in this area of the forest, the rogue trader spots mushrooms that come up as high as his waist. Strands of sponge-like tissue hanging from under their pale, lilac caps, almost reaching the ground. As soon as the rogue trader approaches one of the mushrooms, the strands draw in, the cap rolls up, and the mushroom spews out a cloud of reddish spores. Perhaps it would be wiser to give this place a wide berth. Yeah, good call, narrator. Good looking out. More dead Aldari. Not actually seeing mushrooms or spore clouds, though. Not red spore clouds. I mean, we've got kind of the misty blue, but... Oh, wait, no, this...
Until his last breath, Nemesis was dedicated to his purpose. Had he not been the weapon of a twisted will, I would have recognized him as worthy.
You, monkey, are all equally unsettling in your self-renunciations, regardless of what path you might choose.
Uh-huh. I wonder if it even matters what direction we go in. I'm kind of getting the impression that this is like an illusion of choice situation, and that we're actually being walked through a series of linear encounters. Yeah, because like that's the exact same. They gave us different descriptive text when we walked in, but this is otherwise the exact same map we were on before, just entered from a different direction, with different paths blocked. Right, because that's the ruined depot I noted the first time we came through. So in theory, this route over here that is now open again, that was the way we came into this map.
I always keep my options open.
So let's see where this takes us. Oh, well, something's going on. The irresistibly sweet aroma of fruit teases the rogue trader's olfactory senses, especially after so many hours spent in the stuffy humidity of the forest. But after locating the source of the aroma, he decides against tasting the appetizing fruits. Several mummified corpses lie under the fruit trees, their withered faces a testament to their agony, their bodies covered in dark wounds, resembling the bites of giant leeches. But no mention of the obvious lasgun fire. Okay, so obviously this is not the map we passed through going into that fight. The vicinity of the carefully erected place of worship is quiet and peaceful. The people of Quetza Temerity believe wholeheartedly in the God Emperor, albeit after their own fashion. However, the Adeptus Ministorum would likely deem such worship to be heretical. Yeah, well, what else is new? Knife, grenades. Yeah, I do, again, I do get the impression they're just kind of walking us through a series of pre-planned encounters.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Oh. Hello there. Decayed Drukari remains rest amid the forest of Quetza Temerity, along with this world's sorrowful past. You don't say. Oh, right, yes, the lore book we found. It did specifically mention that this colony had fallen into its current state because of some sort of virus that ran rampant amongst the local populace. That could be the work of Drukari. Which would, Yes, that would also explain why the locals have their beliefs about Drukhari being... Oh, there we go. Hi there. Yeah, I mean, that's a Drukhari weapon right there. Being spirits from the darkness. That might also be what the Deadlands are.
Is there money to be made?
Old Drukhari stomping grounds, possibly even still inhabited by Drukhari. The rogue trader requires rest, and he soon finds a suitable spot for a camp. A meadow with a few fruit trees. A creature with an elongated body and large, blunt claws leisurely descends from one of the trees. Its muzzle is red, as if stained with blood. But it turns out to be merely the juices of the fruit from the nearby trees. The fruit has a peculiar taste, reminiscent of grox meat, baked in sweet and sour sauce. Tasty. Also, this path did not seal behind us. And this obviously looks to be old Imperial...
Watch out.
Old Imperial supplies repurposed for...
I am beginning to see why Lady Theodora barely ever sat in the judge's seat. Such proceedings cause more harm than good.
My tutelage prepared me to make decisions in contentious situations. But that trial would have proved a challenge. To me, and to my late mentor Theobald as well.
Maybe stay focused, guys. Someone repurposed old containers to build a ceremonial tomb. The remains of Imperium soldiers were placed inside, a long time after their death. Yeah, that's what I thought. Also, sealed bunker. Let me just clear the exterior first.
Operation successful.
Arch Militant's Cape. Each of the wearer's critical hits made with a ranged weapon increases their melee weapon crit damage by strength bonus until the end of combat. Not super useful for us, but we'll take it. Something off right here. Time-worn Imperium breastplates and chainswords gleam amidst the mummified remains. Alright, let's crack this thing open. Ooh, hello there. Very, very fresh corpse. The unknown captain's body has been preserved, thanks to the properties of the local troposphere. Traces of inky secretions are visible on the skin. Evidence of poisoning by a rare Drukhari toxin. The tattooed mummy lies in a ceremonial pose, dressed in bizarre fur attire, and with an aquila burned into its forehead.
I am registering a non-standard use of a field structure. The ritual burial of these remains does not conform to Astra Militarum protocols. Hypothesis: the rite was performed by the local inhabitants.
Yeah, I got that. Thanks, Pask. Also, Stupor. Unique, long lasts. Actually not half bad. Slightly lower damage, but higher armor pen. Stunning effect on crit. Well, that's not bad at all. Oh, right, but only with Deadeye Shot. That is a significant limiting factor. which actually does make it significantly less appealing, since we'd also be losing damage and dodge reduction as well. Alright, well, still an interesting find. And sadly, as much as I hate to say it, this does feel like a good place to call it. Which is a shame, because I'm actually having a lot of fun here. As a dungeon master, you know, I'm very partial to interesting roadside encounters, and I really like the way that each one of these does tend to kind of build a little on the previous, narratively. Like, they are very clearly drip-feeding us information. I don't know if we actually have much influence on where we end up when we go through those travel points, those travel nodes. But the little bits and bobs of information they've been giving us do seem to be starting to paint a very vivid picture of what happened here, and giving us some pretty clear hints about what to expect moving forward. That said, we'll hit the pause button for now. I'll take care of the usual off-screen bookkeeping, and we will pick up here next time as we keep beating around the bush. I'm sure it's leading somewhere. See you then. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to Eerie V23, Revenant, Alois, Arrow Bowman, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, EgonAlter, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Kazorm, Lady Shayna, Mark Giemza, Nathan Welch Jr., OverlordPherom, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Tomasz Piątkowski, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you can even check out the PayPal, the Patreon, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.
What is that, if not evidence of spiritual wretchedness?